Good day everyone. Welcome to another wonderful session of learning with Prepclass. My name is Tutor Olalekon Israel, your Prepclass English tutor, and I am super excited to have you join me in today's session of learning. Now in today's session, we will be answering questions from the WAEC English 2020 past question 66 to question 70. Remember, the purpose of this session is to help you prepare for your forthcoming WAEC examination. So, without wasting much time, let's begin. Before we move on to the questions section, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel, turn on the post notification so you can be notified whenever we upload any new content. Alright, let's move on to the questions. Question 66. Now the instruction reads, from the word or group of words lettered A to D, choose the word or group of words that best completes each of the following sentences. From the word or group of words lettered A to D, choose the word or group of words that best completes each of the following sentences. Question 66 reads, dash are often quite caring. A. Mother-in-law are often quite caring. B. Mother-in-laws are often quite caring. C. Mothers-in-laws are often quite caring. D. Mothers-in-law are often quite caring. So which of these options will best complete this sentence? Now, option A, mother-in-law, is wrong because we have a plural verb in the sentence which is are. So if you have a plural verb, you're supposed to have a plural subject. So mother-in-law, which is a singular subject, is wrong. Remember, we indicate plurality using s, es, or ies. So mother-in-law is wrong. Option B, mother-in-laws, is also wrong because this is not the correct plural form of the word mother-in-law. Mother-in-laws with the apostrophe s would have been a correct option if the sentence implies something possessive like my mother-in-law's house. So without the apostrophe s, mother-in-laws is wrong. Option C, mothers-in-laws, is also wrong because of the s added to law, making it laws. The only time an s should be added to laws is when it is used in the possessive form. Mother-in-law's house, my mother-in-law's car. That's a possessive. Now, option D is the right answer to this question. It is the correct option. Mothers-in-law. Mothers-in-law is plural as the speaker here is generalizing all mothers-in-law. Mothers-in-law are often quite caring. Now, the in-law we're talking about here is mother. Now, generalizing it is making it plural. So adding s makes it mothers. Mothers-in-law are often quite caring. So the answer to this question is option D. Mothers-in-law are often quite caring. Alright, moving on to the next question, question 67. Question 67 reads, a sports child is usually prone dash to laziness. Remember, we have selected the option that best completes this sentence. The options we have are A, a sports child is usually prone to laziness. B, a sports child is usually prone for laziness. C, a sports child is usually prone with laziness. D, a sports child is usually prone at laziness. Now, which of these options is the best to complete this sentence? Now we have prone, so we have to look for the option that collocates with prone. Now, the answer to this question is option A because prone collocates with to. A sports child is usually prone to laziness. Prone to means to be susceptible, to be vulnerable, to suffer from something. When a child is spoiled, the child automatically becomes lazy. Prone to means to be susceptible, to be vulnerable, to suffer from something. So the answer to this question is option A. A sports child is usually prone to laziness. Alright, moving on to the next question, question 68. Remember, we have to select the option that best completes this sentence. Question 68 reads, we do not accept the punishment dash the boy. A, we do not accept the punishment meted to the boy. B, we do not accept the punishment meted on the boy. C, we do not accept the punishment meted out to the boy. D, we do not accept the punishment meted in to the boy. So, which of these options is the best to complete this sentence? Now, the answer to this question is option C. Meted out to. We do not accept the punishment meted out to the boy. Method out to is the best, correct, and most appropriate option to complete this sentence because met out to means to give out or to distribute something. Met out to means to give out or to distribute something, to give a child punishment. It is usually used to refer to the giving out of punishment. So, the answer to this question is meted out to. We do not accept the punishment meted out to the boy. The correct option is option C. Right. Moving on to the next question, question 69. Remember, we had to select the best option to complete this sentence. Question 69 reads, the team practiced intensely for weeks before the match dash it lost. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match dash it lost. A. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match, still yet it lost. B. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match, for it lost. C. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match, yet it lost. D. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match, despite it lost. Okay, so which of these options is the best to complete this sentence? Now, the answer to this question is option C, yet. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match, yet it lost. Now, yet as a conjunction means nevertheless or but. So let us replace yet with nevertheless or but. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match, nevertheless it lost. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match, but it lost. Although despite is used to join two contrasting ideas as well, it is inappropriate to use despite to complete this sentence. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match, despite it lost. That is wrong. But if the sentence had come in this form, despite the fact that it worked very hard, it didn't pass the exam. But with the sentence we have, the correct answer is yet. Yet means nevertheless or but. So, the answer to this question is option C. Yet, the team practiced intensely for weeks before the match, yet it lost. Now, despite would have been right if we have a sentence in this form. Despite practicing intensely for weeks before the match, the team lost. But in this form, in this structure, the correct answer is yet. The team practiced intensely for weeks before the match, yet, nevertheless, but it lost. Okay, moving on to the next question, question 70. Remember, we had to select the option that best completes this sentence. Question 70 reads, you cannot come between my sister and dash. A. You cannot come between my sister and myself. B. You cannot come between my sister and me. C. You cannot come between my sister and I. D. You cannot come between my sister and mine. So which of these pronouns is the best to complete this sentence? Now, myself is a reflexive pronoun and also an emphatic pronoun. What is a reflexive pronoun? A reflexive pronoun is a pronoun where we have the subject performing the action on itself. The subject is the same person as the object. I love myself. I is the subject. Love is the action, and I'm performing the action on myself. I'm still the object. The subject is the object. What is an emphatic pronoun? An emphatic pronoun is a pronoun that emphasizes the doer of an action. I cooked the food myself. I am emphasizing that I performed the action. I am not the object now. I am not receiving the action. But I am emphasizing that I performed the action. I cooked the food myself. What did I cook? The food. The food is the object. So myself is emphasizing I as the doer of the action. I cooked the food myself. But what we need here is a first person personal objective pronoun. What we need to fill this blank space is a first person personal objective pronoun. You know, we have personal pronouns that are subjective and some are objective. So what we need here is the objective first person personal pronoun. And myself is a reflexive pronoun and an emphatic pronoun, not a first person personal objective pronoun. Now, option B, Me is the first person singular personal objective pronoun. Me is the first person singular personal objective pronoun. First person is the performer of the action. You are the one performing the action and you are the one talking. I cooked the food. I'm the first person. I'm the one speaking. The food was cooked by me. Me is also what? First person singular personal pronoun. But me is a first person singular personal objective pronoun. It is always used in the object position in a sentence. It is always receiving the action. So whenever you must use me in a sentence, it must always be in the object position, receiving the action. Option C. I is a first person singular personal subjective pronoun. That is, I is always used in the subject position in a sentence. It is always performing the action. I slapped the boy. I is performing the action. It is in the subject position. Now, mine is a possessive pronoun. Looking at the sentence, you cannot come between my sister and dash. What we need is an object. So which of these options is the objective pronoun? The answer to this question is me. Me is an objective pronoun. You cannot come between my sister and me. You know, we are always using me in the object position. Although I is the first person singular pronoun, but it is used in the subject position. You can only use I in the subject position, performing the action, not receiving the action. But we are using me because me is receiving the action here. Now, let's replace my sister and dash with either we or us. Let's see the most appropriate. Now, if we use we to fill the blank space, it would be wrong. Because we is the first person plural subjective personal pronoun. That is, we must be used only in the subject position. We cannot be used in the object position. We is just like I. It can only be used in the subject position. We did the job. We cannot say the job was done by we. We cannot say you cannot come between we instead of my sister and me. But we can say you cannot come between us instead of my sister and me. So, like me, us is a personal objective pronoun. So, since we cannot use we to fill the blank space, we cannot use I to fill the blank space too, because they are both first person subjective personal pronouns. They are only used in the subject position. The only difference between we and I is we is plural and I is singular. But since we can use us to fill the blank space, like say you cannot come between us, that means we can use me to fill the blank space too, because they are both first person objective personal pronouns. They are always used in the object position. The only difference is us is plural while me is singular. So the answer to this question is B. You cannot come between my sister and me. Myself is a reflexive and an emphatic pronoun. Mine is a possessive pronoun. Me and I are personal pronouns. But me is an objective personal pronoun. It is used in the object position, receiving the action. So me is the correct option. I is the subjective pronoun. It is used in the subject position, performing the action. Now let us remove my sister. You cannot come between me and my sister. But saying you cannot come between I and my sister is wrong. So the answer to this question is option B. You cannot come between my sister and me. Alright, and with that we've come to the end of this wonderful session. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on the post notification so you can be notified whenever we upload any new video. If you enjoyed this video, please click on the like button. Drop your questions in the comment section. Do not forget to join us on WhatsApp. We're very much active on WhatsApp. Check for the link to our WhatsApp group in the description of this video. Thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your day.